Yeah, Friday! Welcome to the Ranting Weight Watcher podcast, the future #1 weight loss podcast in the world. I am your host, Donato Russo. I hope you enjoy the show today. If this is your first time here and you enjoy the show, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. If the podcast app you're listening on allows you to rate the show, please leave a 4-star or 5-star rating. Any rating is greatly appreciated. This is episode 85. We are 15 episodes away from 100. Can you believe that? The 100th episode will be here before we know it. Well, I got a packed show, so let's get into this. Journey updates. Well, we had a crazy weigh-in this week. We are down 4 pounds. I don't see how. I still don't see how. I'm not trying to analyze it. I mean, it could be because of the experiment. Maybe not. We'll see what happens. We're going to continue it going. So to end the month of March, we finished with a loss of 7.8 pounds. Total loss since January 2019 is 144.6 pounds. Pounds remaining to get to milestone 150 is 5.4 pounds away. Pounds remaining to get to milestone 175 is 30.4 pounds away. And the pounds remaining to get to milestone 200 is 55.4 miles away. We are well into phase 3 of our experiment. Week 6. I noticed something this week, and it's so annoying when this happens. When you've been tracking something for God knows how long, and you realize that you're tracking it incorrectly, and you've been doing it for months and months and months. In the end, the bottom line is it doesn't affect much in the broad scheme of things. But in my head, I can't help but feel it skewed the results, or maybe it just threw off the experiment a little bit all. The mixed vegetables that I had substituted for my rice at the end of each night, well, for a good majority of the week, I had been tracking incorrectly. For some reason, I believed the package to have 3 1-cup servings, but they actually have 3 2/3 cup servings. So the funny thing is, when you track it as 3 1-cup servings, it comes up as 0 in the app and then gives you 3 points for eating healthy. But if you track it for what the actual package weighs, so if you track it as 10 ounces, because that's what it says the total package is, 10 ounces, it comes up as 2 points and no plus sign, no points given for eating it healthy. I'm not sure why this is, but it's been incorrectly tracked since the beginning of the experiment and for many, many months before the experiment. It has been incorrectly tracked the entire time since the change Weight Watchers had. Let's just say it like that. For this reason alone, I'm going to extend the experiment. We're going to 12 weeks. We're doing the full 12 weeks. We are well into week 6 as I record. And I am designating weeks 7, 8, and 9 to be phase 4. Weeks 10, 11, and 12 to be phase 5. Now, the plans I changed for phase 3 were to change my grapes, which were 4 points per cup, to honeydew melon, which is 2 points per cup, which ends up being a 2-point savings. So in reality, it ends up being a wash a little bit because I'm saving points with the grapes, but still I've been eating the grapes for quite some time. So it's not exactly a wash here. My plans for phase 4 are I want to tackle half the weekend. See, I've said, if you've been listening to me any amount of time, I've said before, the weekends are, I'm much more relaxed in my food choices. If they are not as point friendly, I'll choose them. And I used to keep this to Saturday only. But as of late, so it was Saturday at dinner time that I would do this. But as of late, I have been going to Sunday night as well. So I want to rein it in. And my target is to bring Sunday back to what it used to be. Now, we used to have the big Sunday dinner, Italian Sunday dinner, which happens in the afternoon with pasta and meatballs, whatever else. So I want to get back to that, and I want to get it so that I have enough points to eat it without having to use any activity points. Now, my plan, we're going to try first to make Sunday lunch to be a 0-point lunch. That's going to be the first thing. Right now, Sunday lunch is a 15-point lunch. So we are going to make the Sunday lunch become a 0-point lunch. Now, the easy way to do that is to make it a salad, throw some 0-point protein on it, and whatever. I'm not really into salad dressing. I do like vinegar. I don't like oil. So a lot of the times I just put vinegar alone on my salads. So that's going to be the plan to try and go forward for the next few weeks with Sunday. We're also going to cut down on my pasta portion at dinner. So during that Italian-style dinner, what we usually have pasta and whatever, I usually take 2 cups of pasta. But now we're going to start cutting it down because last week I was having some angel hair pasta on Sunday, and I noticed I was really full and, so unbelievably satisfied that I really didn't need 2 cups anymore. So now, during this 3 weeks, we're going to try and cut it down, eventually get to half that, get to 1 cup. But we're going to start with 1.5 cups just to see how, if I feel any different. And then we're going to eventually make our way to 1 cup of pasta on Sundays for dinner. And then we're going to subsidize it with 0-point protein at dinner as well, to make it so I feel satisfied. So that is the plan for phase 4. We'll see how it goes. All I could do is put a plan in place and start to implement it. And that's what I've been doing since the beginning. It sucks that I've been tracking those mixed vegetables incorrectly all this time, but I can't dwell on that. I got to move on. And that's kind of like something I want to talk about today. My father, he taught me many things. One of the things he was always adamant about is you are who your friends are. In other words, if you hang out with losers, you're going to be a loser. If you hang out with drug addicts, you're going to be a drug addict. If you hang out with millionaires, you're going to be a millionaire. The idea he wanted me to grasp is that if you surround yourself with people who are better than you, then you will find that you become better. I always ignored him when he talked like this. I thought it was disgusting to think this way. Well, it took me 44 years, but I can see the truth of this in many ways. We're going to talk about that after the break. Don't go anywhere. Hello, I'm Donato Russo, and I am the Ranting Weight Watcher. I wrote an affirmation. It's called The Ranter's Creed. I dedicate that affirmation to all of you who are watching. Nothing can stand in your way because you are an unstoppable force. Your challenges crumble in your presence because you are so strong. Your insecurities no longer have power over your life because you are so confident. Your mistakes are your choices, and you are okay with this because you are so intelligent. The mirror and the scale no longer haunt you because you are so beautiful. You can face any circumstance with unwavering support because you are so loved. The demons of your past can no longer torment you because you love yourself. All things are possible as long as you believe because God is on your side. You will achieve all of your goals, not if, but when, because you have no boundaries. You are the champion of your story because you do whatever it takes to win. No one can take what you've done away from you because you are the author and the hero of your story. Arise, champion. The victory is yours. Because you are enough. And we are back. Thanks for sticking with me. I want to talk to you a little bit about the power of influence. A poor man says, I can't afford that. A rich man says, how can I afford that? Both are essentially saying the same thing. They can't afford what it is, the object of desire. But one is saying it with finality, and the other is saying it as though it's temporary. I've been pushing the power of the mind for months to you guys. Let me ask you this. If you surround yourself with people that have a negative type mindset, what is the likelihood that you will do what is required? Pretty slim in reality. And the truth of it is, we are surrounded by people, three kinds of people. The people that want to see us ultimately succeed. The people that want us to stay just the way we are, and the people that want to see us fail. It is a sad reality of life to know this, but it is true. Even the people that want to see you stay just the way you are, it is a negative connotation to that. Why wouldn't you want to see someone excel to the highest levels of what they are? This is the kind of thing my father tried to warn me about when he said, surround yourself with people who are better than you. When I had gastric bypass in 2004, part of the reason for my eventual failure was trying to fit an old lifestyle into something that was entirely different. I was essentially trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. Week after week, I hung out with the people, a bunch of people that I've known my entire life. And they aren't bad people. I love them dearly. At the same time, they just didn't understand the new life that I had adopted. And because of this, I often heard things like, that's all you can eat? After they would watch me eat so little, get full, and move on. This led to eventually the emotional feeling of feeling like a freak. Feeling like, what the hell did I do to myself by getting this surgery? And almost coming to the point where I regretted having weight loss surgery because it felt way too different, way too weird, way too uncomfortable. Now, did they make me feel like this? Was it because of them that I felt this way? No, there was a million things going on in my head. They were just asking general questions. None of this was out of malice. That's all you can eat? It's surprising when you meet someone who is freshly post-op, gastric bypass or the sleeve or whatever else. You pick the procedure. The amount of food that can be eaten is so small that it's very surprising to see. Is this the reason for my failure? Ultimate accountability belongs to me. My reason for failing ultimately was not my friends and the new lifestyle clashing that I had chosen. My ultimate failure was my inability to change my behavior or my lack of desire to change my behavior. Really, that's what it is. Because it wasn't until I lost almost 200 pounds and then gained almost all of it back in 15 years that I finally came to the point where I was done. I had to go all the way there and almost all the way back and lose all of the progress I had created before I said enough was enough. How many of us do this? How many of us reach the promised land only to get so relaxed we end up right back where we started? Oh, now I can enjoy time with people and go out and have a good time. Eventually, you stop doing the things that got you to the promised land because you're surrounded with people who aren't worried about it. Not that that's a bad thing, but you have to be aware. You have to know how to mentally deal with, if you're in a room full of people who are absolutely fit and don't have to worry about life the way you do, you have to worry about it. You have to be the one that is in full control 110% of the time. Even when you're not in control, you have to have some control. The accountability belongs to us. No one we are with has the ultimate responsibility for us. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they do. And if they influence you bad enough, then maybe special consideration needs to be made to limit your time with these people or move on. This is not a decision I can make for you. It is a decision you have to make for yourself. So many of us hold on to what was, that we cannot become what we're supposed to be for that reason alone. And part of that is not letting go of a past life. I'm not telling you to leave all your friends, but I'm telling you, if some of them are hindering you, you need to make some hard choices. When I started in January 2019, there was a finality in my mindset. But the finality was to succeed at all costs. Not to succeed if it's convenient. Not to succeed as long as it's not uncomfortable. It was to succeed at all costs. And for the first time in my life, I needed to adopt the mindset that my father tried to put in me for all those years. Surround yourself with people who are better than you. When I joined Weight Watchers, there was no virtual experience. It was all in studio. And right away in the studio, the majority of them didn't have the right mindset. They might have the mindset for present success, but they didn't have the mindset for long-term success. And there was way too many times where I heard, I gained 2 pounds, but I don't care. I did what I wanted. Now, anybody could say that at any given moment. I've said that. When you have special things in your life that are happening and you want to celebrate or whatever it is, if you're going to a party, if you're going to a wedding, if you're going to whatever the case may be, if it's a holiday and you want to enjoy it, I am not the one to tell you not to enjoy it. I am the one to tell you to get back to work when it's over, because all of those things are temporary. And I've used the idea that, hey, well, you know what? It was Christmas. I knew what I was getting myself into, and I had that 2-pound gain. But to just go out on a Tuesday and cause the gain because you just felt like it, I don't know. You have to start weighing options. Do you want healthy life, or do you want the lifestyle you're living? If you eat out many times a week and you're losing weight, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Eventually, this will end. Like everything else. Nothing good lasts forever. It will be your decision at that moment to make sacrifices, stay stagnant, or to go backwards. Anytime you're presented with a hard decision in your journey, those are the 3 choices. It doesn't matter what the situation is. Your 3 choices ultimately lead to those things. Do what's required and get to the next level by making the sacrifice. Do nothing and stay stagnant and get nowhere. Or do the opposite and go backwards. The choice is yours. Are you going away from your goals? Are you going toward your goals? Or are you just standing still? Ultimate accountability belongs to you and me. No one can do this for us. If we want what we say we want, we have to do the hard thing. This is easier said than done. Many times in my journey, I have had to make a hard decision. And many times I have either failed when I decided something or I've succeeded. It's a mix. I don't always hit. I'm not trying to pretend I do. I'm a big risk taker. That's all there is to that. But one of the things I had to do was to limit as much as possible the mentalities that were, wow, you could have that. Don't worry about it. If someone around you is actively saying no to something because they're trying to live a healthy lifestyle, are you the person who says you can have it? Or are you the person who says, all right, good, cool, I'm with you? These things eventually play the influence, yay or nay, of success. And the decision belongs to the person on the journey. Doesn't matter what the people around them are doing. Accountability belongs to the person on the journey. And if you're going to stay around people like that, there has to be the ability to stand firm on what you believe your decision needs to be at any given moment, or be lenient. I'm not saying it's bad to be lenient. I'm saying you have to, there's only so many times you can be. You have to restrict it. You can't be lenient every time you're presented with the situation. Because eventually, it may work in the beginning, but eventually it will no longer work. It depends on what level you're on. People are on different levels in their journeys. And when I was at the beginning and on the bottom levels, things came easy. I didn't have to change much at all to drop the first 50 pounds. I made a couple of right choices and boom, it started to fall off. Oh, I've had moments where I've struggled. Don't get me wrong. But if it wasn't for one very special individual in my life, I would have failed a long time ago. On Saturday, April 2nd, I received a text message from Terry, my WW studio coach, announcing her retirement. I quickly realized two things. One, I missed her final workshop. And two, a dream that I've envisioned since receiving the 100-pound milestone charm would never come to fruition. The dream that Terry would be the one to present me with the 150-pound milestone charm. You know, on January 12th, 2019, I walked into the WW studio in Coral Springs, Florida, filled with hope, motivation, excitement, and unrealistic expectations. I was broken, clueless, immature, and completely oblivious to know how much work it would actually take to do what I wanted to do. But none of this ever mattered to Terry. She took me and all of the nonsense, complaining, skepticism, stubbornness, and immature thinking, and she managed to mold me into the success story I am becoming. She had a no-nonsense approach that was just what I needed, and I was drawn to her immediately. She knew just what to do to calm the beast inside of me when things did not go my way. Terry, I have so much to thank you for. You are the keystone to the success I've built over the past 3 years. You've welcomed me. You've made me feel at home. You praised my progress even when I didn't think it deserved praise. You pushed me further than most people in my life would ever dare to push me. You encouraged my open-minded thinking no matter how crazy I sounded. I will never forget the value of drinking water because of you. Without you, I probably would not be here. And this podcast might never exist. You are the X factor. the one thing I never expected in all of this. You are my counselor. You are my friend. You are my mentor. You've taught me more about what it takes to succeed than anyone else ever in my life. And for all of this, thank you simply isn't good enough. Congratulations on your retirement. We love you with all of our hearts. Thank you so much for being the best part of my journey.